Sabaha everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the first 10 things you should do to your brand new P30 or P30 Pro right out of the box. This is TK and let's check them out. Like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to make sure that you're notified whenever we put out more videos on this flagship or any other flagships on the channel. So the P30 Pro is definitely an amazingly looking device. The triple camera setup that we have here is very nice. Low light photography is just amazing. Hybrid zoom, 50 times zoom all the way. And of course, just the ability of using that wide angle lens or even just the standard 40 megapixel sensor. And we also have that complementary time of flight sensor that gives us the ability of just taking really good bokeh images, or basically just a separation of subject and background, which what we have here with this background that I have. But in today's video, we're focusing on all of the things you should do right out of the box when you get your brand new P30 or P30 Pro. And this could even apply to any other device running EMUI 9.1, as some of the features I'm showing you today are unique to that. So the first thing we want to do is go into settings, go down to system, and then open up the application called Phone Clone. This application is built by Huawei to transfer your information like call logs, pictures, text messages, anything that you want to do, even applications from your old phones to your new one. The main thing you want to do here obviously is download it on your Android or your iOS device, and then of course turn it on here and then say this is your new phone, and you'll say the other one is your old phone. Data gets transferred, everything looks great, and again, as I said, it transfers for the most part everything, even launcher settings if you have another Huawei or Honor phone. The second thing I definitely recommend you doing is obviously turning on the dark UI. That one is pretty simple. Most OLED devices that are basically Huawei devices or Honor devices will support this mode. You need to go down into the battery section and then scroll down where it says darken interface colors. By default, these are the colors that come out of the box, and definitely not bad color scheme, but it uses a lot of pixels on the screen. If you like this scheme, you can keep that in there or just turn that on. And what this will do for you guys is basically turn on dark UI throughout the options. You'll notice all of the settings menu, all of the options that you have here, they all look great. And this is something that's very easy and it definitely will save you battery. The third thing you want to do, of course, is basically look into some of the shortcuts that we have as far as gestures. So if we scroll down to system where we were before, there's system navigation. By default, out of the box, your navigation gesture or your navigation bar comes out like this. This is pretty much the standard. We have the 3 key, back, home, and recent. So if I go back into the gestures again, now within this functionality, you have the ability of turning on this little toggle that brings down the notification panel if you want to be able to expand it. This also works great whenever you're trying to do the one-handed mode, as it does actually work great by just swiping through it. So if you want to use this and this works great for you, this is going to be the main menu. Otherwise, for me, the way I like to do it is using just built-in gestures. You can go in there and you can basically turn on the Google Assistant by swiping from here on the right side. So that's one of the nice functionalities. The other thing is if I swipe down in the middle, I just get the recent menu. And if I just do a slide, let's say go here, I just do a quick slide, it just takes me home. Very easy, very nice, and it really maximizes the screen that you have here. Now, customizations, of course, go beyond just necessarily adding a wallpaper here. You can definitely go into the theme store, and this is basically the main theme store from Huawei. You can customize your themes, your text styles, your wallpapers, and you can download them and transfer them from one device to the other. So if you have a favorite theme, as long as you're basically logged into your own account, you should be able to pull that up. And it's really nice because it'll be able to add not only just regular themes that you can use directly on your lock screen, also you can use them here, and of course live wallpapers. Now, as far as customizing the launcher here, the launcher here with EMUI has had some updates as far as what we can do. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, we have the wallpapers. We can customize the ones here. These are not the themes, but it does open up the themes application. We have the ability of customizing widgets. You can go through, scroll, you can see what the widgets look like, and of course transition it directly into the screen. The other thing we can also do is basically change the configuration of the transition. So you notice there's different ones you can look into, flip over, and so on, and you can just rotate, and it shows you a preview what it looks like. So here, flip over. Of course, we can do the page side, and then we can do the windmill. I'll go ahead and do that there. And it just looks, again, depending on your preference, you can definitely put it there or keep it with the default. The last thing we can do here is change the layout. I have it set directly by 5x6. Out of the box is a 4x6 configuration. You can go to 5x5. You have the ability of also doing a lock layout so that it doesn't change, and of course auto align, just if you want to keep things automatically configured for you. The Google feed is sitting up on the left side, so if I swipe from the left, that's exactly how I get it. And if I want to disable it, it would just go in here and turn off this little toggle. Other than that, normally just adding new pages and hitting the home button will take you directly and make this your home screen. So if I click this here and I just go home, this will be basically where my home screen is. So every time I go home, it'll come back here. And if you can configure it again, everything is set. If you don't want this entire page, you can grab it, drag it up to the top, and then delete it, And of course, you can add additional pages this way. The next thing we want to talk about is the fact that your device supports Dolby Atmos. So you should definitely configure that and make sure to understand what it is doing. So if you click on the button here, you can turn it on and off from the notification panel, or you can go directly in here and then customize it by means of whenever you have a plugged in headset, you can actually customize and turn this on or off. But you can turn it on to be smart, which essentially kind of goes between the movie and the music profile. Or if you want it to be more dedicated, you can specifically just tell it which profile to go into. And when you go into music, you have the ability of customizing the different options. So focused, off, rich, and open. Movie pretty much is just more of an automatic mode. And smart, of course, doesn't give you any other options. So if you want more control over your music, definitely go into the music section under Dolby and then customize it. So you can definitely get the music just right. The next section I want you to definitely pay attention to is the app section. So under the actual settings here, you go into the app tab. You'll notice there's a few things going on here. We have apps, which is definitely what we normally see. This is all the installed apps as well as system apps. Permissions, same thing. You can go in there and customize permissions, take away permissions from different things. So if you notice that you want to basically limit access to your microphone, your camera, your phone logs, your SMS or anything like that, you can go in there and customize all of those. There's not an issue there. Default apps is going to be basically your main option. This is where it sits. If you want to be able to change your launcher, which for me, I'm probably going to be installing Nova Launcher within a day or so. This is where I'll be able to go do that. When I click that, I should have an option, secondary option here, and I can switch over to it from there. The next thing is that I wanted to make sure you understand is that the Apps Assistant, it's what used to be called the game mode that we had in the past, is actually called App Assistant now, and it's sitting within that app section. This is where you'll be able to add your games. Make sure you turn on game acceleration to use GPU Turbo 3.0 specifically with games that supported like PUBG. Uninterrupted gaming, of course, as multi-touch prevention. And this will also be if you want to be able to pair the Bebop G1. This is the controller that came out around the same time as the Mate 20X. So this will definitely work here. Just this is again where you'll be able to add it. Otherwise, if you just launch the game directly from your normal launcher, it doesn't really have all the additional options for you to customize it. You need to go into App Assistant. The last option here is App Twin. If you want to be able to log into multiple accounts like Facebook or WhatsApp, this will be basically where you have it. And whenever you install the applications, more options will show up under the app section here. Now, one of the really cool things that we saw here, obviously, is the ability to wirelessly charge, but also wirelessly reverse charge. The functionality is not a simple thing to figure out because you need to go into the battery section and then scroll down below the section that we turned on the dark UI option, which is right here to say wireless reverse charging. So you do need to go in here, turn it on, and then once it's ready, just basically position your actual earbuds or whatever piece that uses wireless charging, and you'll be able to charge it directly from the device. The last section is really, really nice. Well, you need to go into the settings tab, go into the smart assistant, and we have a couple of options. If you don't like high touch, that's the search service that is built into Huawei devices. This is where you'll be able to turn it off, but that's not what I really wanted to show you. Under shortcut and gestures, there's an option called high voice. Now, high voice, when you hear that, you think this is the Huawei smart assistant, and it's not actually present in this ROM. In this one, it actually allows us to turn on the Google Assistant. So what you notice right there is a wake up with power button. So meaning if I press and hold the power button for a little bit, you'll notice that the Google Assistant turns on. I'll go ahead and turn it off and then go back. And that's really a very nice functional way of making our power button do double duty. Of course, if you disable this and press the power button, you're just going to get the normal menu option. Turning it off, of course, and I can press it on. Longer press will take us directly into the power menu. Give it a second. Here we have it. For some reason, it does seem like it's a little bit longer, but turning it on by default right now will enable us to basically have a Google Assistant-like button dedicated directly on the power. And this is actually very reminiscent of the way we saw it with OnePlus, as they actually initiated this, but they didn't call it obviously, they didn't call it high touch. I hope you guys found these tips very, very helpful. This is some of the things that I like to do on any new device, but more specifically on Huawei devices, as you have to use phone clone, and the ability of actually customizing your launcher and transferring that data over from one device to the other is definitely very helpful, specifically if you're using the stock launcher on Huawei. If you're using Nova Prime or any other launcher, for the most part, those generally allow you to do a backup and restore. So as long as you transfer all your applications and all your data first, then do that transfer of the launcher, your configuration could be basically almost 100% mimicking the existing one that you have on your old device. So let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite things to do with your brand new phone, specifically if you picked up the P30, the P30 Pro, or you're thinking about getting that. Like and subscribe as usual. Share this with all your friends that have Huawei devices, as I think some of these things will also work on any device that not only has or potentially can get EMUI 9.1. This is TK. I'll see you guys in the next video.